One of my friends, one of my associates online, called the Illuminati Watcher, pulled my coat to this. I actually didn't see it because I don't look at television, but he pulled my coat to the Diddy and Cassie video for his new fragrance, 3 a.m. And so I just had to say something about this because it just really took it there to the nth level. So Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, aka Sean John, and all his other names, he has this new line of cologne out, and it's called 3 a.m. And it has a very commercial video. As a matter of fact, the sex scene got it banned in a few places. It's supposedly a look into the life of Diddy and what happens in his world at 3 a.m. Now, I've had my eye on Cassie ever since she did the all-seeing eye in the Nicki Minaj video for the called The Boys. And they did, they both did that, and there was an all-seeing eye over her head and all flashing money and all of this, just blatant symbolism. And soon after that, the industry even told us that she was Illuminati. In Idol magazine, they have hand-painted across her arm Illuminati issue to just put her on blast. Now, Diddy, in talking about this particular so-called work of art, he did an interview with Style magazine, and this is what he had to say. He said, "I think if people hear about the video, they're going to hear that it's raunchy and provocative. And that's beautiful. That whole interaction has nothing to do with sex as much as it has to do with love. My concept is that love is the new sexy. The concept for the video represents one of the things that 3 a.m. is for me. It's a very one-on-one time. It's a time to have fun and push the envelope a little bit. And it's definitely an hour where you would find yourself with a young lady. Anything can happen at 3 a.m. And in the video, you see a fantasy that's in my head of what happened that night." Okay, considering that Cassie lives with him, I'm sure the fantasy is not too far from the reality. So what is he talking about? Well, let's look at the tone of this so-called loving relationship. Now, in this snapshot from the video, Cassie has a look of an MK Ultra slave. She looks like she's under some type of mind control. And this is a standard practice within the Illuminati. And she doesn't look happy. In fact, she looks miserable. And Diddy looks like the damn devil. Now, in case you still didn't get it, look at what he's doing. He's choking her. Now, this is the second time that I've actually seen men do a chokehold, men in the industry, in hip-hop, do a chokehold. If you recall, in my video, straight out of Compton, Truth versus Lies, I show a clip of Suge dancing with a girl where he's choking her. I think that this whole concept of the chokehold is a continuation on the trend in popular culture to convince us that, vampires, demons, werewolves, and monsters in general are all the new sexy. Don't forget, they've got all the vampire series and movies and stuff where they attack the woman. And if you look at this picture closely, it looks like Diddy's getting ready to bite her. So he's choking her and he's getting ready to bite her. I don't know about you, but I don't find that very sexy. I get it. There's a bit of sexual energy involved with the dominance thing. For some people, that is a rise. It gives them a rise. But the message that is conveyed in the clip, I don't think that's a positive message. I doubt if there are going to be men who look at this and think, oh yeah, the next time I have sex with a woman, I'm going to choke her. It's violence. And Chris Brown managed to pull through the whole domestic violence thing and continue to somehow be a sex symbol. But don't for 1 minute think that that wasn't orchestrated behind the scenes by the Illuminati. And Rihanna, again, was the mind control victim that was picked for the task. And you notice how she just all of a sudden, she shot to the top after that. Record after record became hits. Everybody wanted to work with her. And the case was swept under the rug. Okay, back to the video. You're going to see Diddy chasing Cassie around the house. And there's also a lot of freaky artwork. But there was one in particular that caught my eye. And I'm going to show that to you. It's not Baphomet, as you would think, but there is well, let me just back it up a little bit. In the chasing of Cassie, it's almost like Diddy is portraying himself as a hunter and Cassie is the prey. So there's like a subliminal type of reference to the idea that men are nothing more than animals. And the video is filled with animalistic sex, from the choking to the biting and on and on and on. Now this concept, it's not the first time it's been used. It was actually used in a video by Maroon 5 called Animals. And the message, it originated from the doctrines of the Church of Satan, who is and was very much into animalistic rituals. Now, once Diddy actually catches up to her, you'll see here in this screenshot from the video that there is a stag deity on the wall. And it almost represents Baphomet, but it doesn't even have to be Baphomet. It's actually a stag. But did you know that there is a reference to the stag, and it is the horned deity of pagan worship? It is exactly representative of the great hunter, which is what Diddy is trying to portray himself to be. And in fact, here's a picture of Rihanna wearing stag horns in one of her presentations. And then here they go into detail about the horned god, quote unquote, which is a pagan form of worship. And you can read up on the stag deity and you'll see that it's Illuminati symbolism to the utmost. And here again we see an actual sexual interlude between a woman and a stag. So there's a lot of this sexual interludes between animals and women that is done in Satanism. In most of these pagan religions, they mix sex with bestiality. That's part of the so-called practice of the craft that they are into. The great hunter then finds his prey, and then again here he is, and this is the part that got banned in several countries, because it appears that they're having sex when in effect he's actually choking her on the bed. And there, he has this weird background with the blood moon, which I spoke to you about that in earlier videos, and that's one of the occult type concepts that is acknowledged by those who follow witchcraft. And let's not even stop there, because as you know, we're nearing the month of October, and which includes the pagan worship of Halloween. And this is considered the summer solstice. And it is also considered the time that these deities and evil ones have their strongest power, which is the period that leads up to their major celebration, and that is Halloween. And I mentioned this to you many, many videos ago about the concept of 3 a.m. because that is considered the time that the demons roam the earth. And they chose this time because it is a mockery of the Holy Trinity. So the fact that he would even name his perfume that, and I talked about in a video I did way back with Eminem, I spoke about how he had the Rain Man, in the Rain Man video, he talks about the Rain Man, actually the whole album is a conspiracy, and he talks about that 3 a.m. concept. And there was a boy in Washington, the state of Washington, who killed people at 3 a.m. listening to Eminem say that, he was this demon and he was going to kill everyone in the house. And this boy turned around and did the very same thing. There was a skit between Eminem and a disguised demon who eventually showed itself in its true nature, and it told Eminem, who was playing Marshall, that you'll never leave me. And before Marshall turns back into Slim Shady again, he was possessed by this thing. And the song 3 a.m., he depicts murdering, again, folks at that 3 a.m. time. And that's an inversion of the time 3 p.m., which is the hour that Christ died after his crucifixion. And one of the tracks, on the extended version of this is called My Darling, and he continues to talk about selling one's souls for the rap game. But all of that is in my earlier videos, so if you want to see it, you can just go back a few videos and you can see it. Diddy has long had a connection to the occult. Many of the artists who went through his label, they will tell you that if they did not take the oath, they were then returned to obscurity. In many cases, a lot of them quickly went and got religion. And, it's always been a very evil, wicked thing over at that camp. If you look at my video, Dirty Diddy, I go into detail about that. I did it a few years back, so you may have to scroll back a little bit to find it, but it's there. Or just type it in, Dirty Diddy, and you'll find the video. What can I say? Because, this video, it has all the occult symbolism that we see and then some. And anyone who doesn't know by now that Diddy is the devil incarnate, they will by the time that they see this commercial, this video for the perfume. And I don't know what the stuff smells like, but even if it smelled like 1,000 roses, I would not buy it, because I'm sure there's been a spell cast over it. So I pretty much have said all I'm going to say on this topic. And use your judgment, folks. Use your judgment when you patronize these demons, because you don't want anything that they're connected to. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon.